How's it going, YouTube? It's me again, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a break from doing this horror thing, and I'm gonna do a multi-genre Blu-ray DVD update from just different genres other than horror. Got quite a few Blu-rays to show you guys, so I'll go ahead and get started. Blu-rays and DVDs. These first two I'm gonna show are straight from Best Buy. Picked them up today. Just got done watching this. This is the Star Trek movie that just came out, directed by J.J. Abrams, the Lost guy. I really enjoyed this. Gives a little bit of a backstory of the relationship between a young Spock and Captain Kirk. It was pretty interesting to see. I've never been a fan of the show, but I might actually start getting into it. After watching this. I know I kind of jumped on the bandwagon with this. I wanted to see this in the theaters, but just never got the chance to. It looks like there's about 3 hours of special features on here, so that sounds pretty cool. 9 deleted scenes, gag reel, so it sounds interesting. But the special features sound interesting. That is, the movie is very interesting. It's very good. And I was thoroughly surprised by it, even though I was expecting it to be good from all the reviews. But definitely give that a look. And it looks great on Blu-ray. Next up, we got Fight Club. I was waiting for this for quite some time on Blu-ray so I can get rid of my bare bones bullshit-ass DVD that I got. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting cover. Not the greatest, but not the worst. You are not special. All right. Like it's got a little booklet type deal, so that's pretty cool. And let's see what features it might have on it. Just a commentary from David Fincher. Commentary by, looks like all the main stars: Brad Pitt, Edward Norton. So that's pretty cool. Cool, some deleted scenes and everything. So I'm glad to pick this up. I'm sure it looks pretty amazing on Blu-ray, so I can finally get rid of that bare bones joint I got. But next up, Gangs of New York, one of the later Scorsese films. Excuse me. And I have to say the movie's not the greatest, but my main reason for picking it up is this man right here, Daniel Day-Lewis. He is easily my favorite actor working today, or one of my favorites. He made this movie that much more watchable. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not the best. But when this first came out on DVD, I had a copy of it, and I watched it for like a week straight, just marveling at his performance as the Butcher. I don't know, for some reason he does a really good job in his role in this movie. And he does a really good job in all of his roles in the movies that I've seen him in. But I'll talk a little bit about that later. But it's definitely worth it just to see him as the Butcher, in my opinion. Again, this isn't the greatest movie in the world, but it's not the worst. But I picked this up for pretty cheap on Blu-ray, about $13, $14. Next up we have North by Northwest. Alfred Hitchcock classic. One of his best films, and that's saying quite a bit. I know this looks amazing on Blu-ray. And it's got the little booklet style that some of the newer Blu-ray releases have, which is cool. But I can't wait to check this out, see how the picture quality is on this classic film. And next up we have Menace to Society. I had held off buying the standard DVD. I had it at one time years ago, but I sold it, just like I had sold a lot of my movies. But just glad to have this. This is definitely a gangster movie classic. Gritty. To me, it's everything Boys in the Hood was not Just felt more grimy, dark, realistic than Boys in the Hood, which seemed more. I mean, that movie. Don't get me wrong, Boys in the Hood is a good movie. Same subject matter, but this one just seemed more real to me. But definitely glad to have the Blu-ray of this instead of that grainy standard DVD. It's got commentary from Lorenz Tate, the Hughes brothers. Looks like the making of Menace to Society. So can't wait to see the picture quality on this. And I guess this is the director's cut. So I don't know what cut was on the standard DVD, but I wasn't even aware that there was a director's cut, or that they were going to release a director's cut. But glad to have it, obviously. Menace to Society. And this one I just picked up because I knew the picture quality was going to be great. I passed on it in the theaters because of all the crappy reviews. The first Transformers was great to watch in the theaters. This one was by far worse than the first one. It's just everything about it, as far as like the dialogue, the storyline, just goofy. But I mean, what can you expect from a movie like this? Visually, it's great, but the storyline left a lot to be desired. But you don't go to a movie like this for the storyline, really. But just glad to have the Blu-ray just for visual eye candy. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Love this cover. I love this DVD or this Blu-ray packaging on this. And this is another one I've been waiting for to come out on Blu-ray. Classic. Don't need to go into this. Again, can't wait to see how the picture quality is on this. Love that cover. Another classic, 80s classic, Big Trouble in Little China. Needs no explanation. I'm digging the cover. Looks like it's got some commentary by John Carpenter and Kurt Russell, so that should be interesting. Yeah, this is a must-own in whatever format. You got Watchmen, director's cut, not the newest full story or complete story that came out, but the first one that came out. I really like this movie. This isn't a kid's superhero movie. I'm sure most people that have seen it or know about The Watchmen know that. But I mean, if you're thinking you're going into like a superhero movie, and maybe you have kids, you want to take them to, or you want them to watch this, it's really not. You know, there's a lot of adult stuff going on in this, and it's a really dark superhero movie. I mean, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Almost as much as The Dark Knight. But that's that. And then we have The Wrestler, starring Mickey Rourke, Marissa Tomei, who gets naked in this, which is a plus. She's like a stripper. Mickey Rourke just plays this wrestler that's pretty much towards the end of his career or out of his career, and trying to just scrape by trying to make money, doing the last few matches that he can. It's really a depressing story. I mean, it's also about him trying to rekindle a relationship with his daughter. It's really depressing. Really depressing, especially towards the end. But to me, it's a must-see. Mickey Rourke did an excellent job in this. Disc. Definitely check that out. And then we have the Classic Warriors. I've seen bits and pieces of this over the years, but never seen the whole thing. So can't wait to see how the transfer is on this. Classic. Boondock Saints. I mean, what is there to say? Everyone knows about this. I'm amazed this got put on Blu-ray so soon, actually. But glad to have it on here. And then The Machinist. One of my favorite performances by an actor, just as far as how much he altered, Christian Bale altered his appearance for this movie, how he allowed himself to get so skinny. And that's an understatement. I mean, it looked like he had like advanced stages of AIDS or something. He was so extremely skinny. It's about this guy, he's having trouble sleeping and he's having issues at work. I mean, there's way more to it than that, and I don't want to get into it and spoil it, but this to me is a must-see as far as, if anything, just for his acting in this and his appearance. But sorry guys, I got to cut this off here, but stay tuned for the next part.